Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Prioritize your well-being. It's the foundation for a fulfilling life. Hello and welcome to another exciting weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry, your host for today's enlightening journey. Stay with us.
One thing we need to remember is that there are many persons out there in our family, community, wider society who may be having challenges, and that these persons sometimes need to be heard, sometimes need to be helped, sometimes need to be hugged, right? And the best we can do to promote mental wellness in our community is just to be there for people, to be able to hear them, to be able to hug them, to be able to help them, you know? And let's all be our brother's keeper and make this place a better place and a place that is conducive to good mental health and mental wellness.
Champion is a word often used to describe those who have triumphed and overcome challenges. For these three remarkable women, their true victory lies in winning the hearts of the nation's children. They have dedicated themselves to ensuring the safety and well-being of children from state nurseries to adulthood, even as they transition to new homes. Their stellar contributions to the protection of children will be celebrated at this year's National Honors and Awards ceremony.
In the realm of child protection, there are those whose dedication goes above and beyond the call of duty. They ensure every child has a chance to thrive. Today, we honor three exceptional individuals who exemplify this commitment. With 37 years of dedicated service, Mrs. Maxine Gilmore Bagelo has become a cornerstone of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. The entity is the island's premier agency for the care and protection of the nation's children through the provision of child-friendly policies and programs. Mrs. Bagelo's long and faithful service exemplifies a lifetime commitment to improving the lives of children.
Over the years, I have moved on to various different positions within the organization. I find that childcare and protection has been a special interest of mine. It has been fulfilling to see the progress that you make in the lives of children and their families in enriching their well-being over the years. I am excited. I am grateful. It's not something that I really was looking forward to, because my work over the years has not been really for an earthly reward, but it has been my calling.
We have been friends for over 30 years. We've worked together for all those years, and she's one of those persons who takes her work seriously.
I'm happy, I'm glad. She's deserving of it because she is basically like a mother to all. She is a defender to all as well.
Child protection is her heart and soul. And especially now when she works in the Department of Adoption, she would like to see that every child has a home, has a family. So I'm so excited about that.
She's integral in the role that she plays here, not only in the adoption unit, but also in the agency overall.
Opportunities would have come and gone so that I could have been elsewhere, but I stayed. And I stayed because I wanted to make a difference in what I do. And I believe that in all the positions that I have held over the 37 years, I have made that difference.
Sharon Murphy is very talented. Whatever aspect of work you give her to do, she will do it. And every time we are short on staff, Miss Murphy is always willing to assist. Not only with the children, but with the staff. If you're having any problem at all, there's nothing that she can't tell you. You can ask her about anything. She's always willing to assist you. And she do her work diligently with pride.
Enrolled assistant nurse at the CPFSA, Sharon Murphy, has dedicated her career to enhancing child protection. Her innovative approaches and unwavering commitment have set new standards in creating safer environments for children.
I love childcare on a whole. So I always dreamed of, from a child growing up, taking care of children. That was my desire. That was all I ever think about, dreamt about. To see the children advance, to see how they blossom, and help them to be nice citizens in the society, and how they have learned from me and they have moved on to further themselves in the society. The most memorable moment is when I saw a young lady, one day I was at the hospital with a child, and she came up to me and said, Miss Murphy? So I looked at her, but I could not remember her name. She said, I'm a social worker here. I'm elated about getting this award because it has told me that I am here for a reason and for a purpose. And because of what I've been doing for the children in the childcare facility, it has given me just an overwhelmed feeling of joy.
Albertha Green is another trailblazer in child protection. Recognized for her tireless efforts, she has been instrumental in shaping the lives of vulnerable young girls at the Granville Place of Safety. Her work is a beacon of hope and an example of exceptional dedication.
I supervise the girls. I assist in serving meals, dispense of medication, see to that they do their duties, properly groom. It's been good. I enjoy working with these children, with the members of staff. I can remember, there was a particular girl here, for instance. I can remember her. She took me as her mother. You understand? And anything that I have, I would share with her. Comb her hair, give her a little gift such as that.
I'm so proud of my sister for her to receive the national award for all her years of service at the Granville Place of Safety. She deserves it.
I feel very, very happy because she worked here a long time. Come see her. And she worked hard.
She works very hard here. She dedicates herself to her job and to the children and staff.
She's quite polite. When she comes into her work, she strict it, you know. She's strict with her work.
Maxine Gilmore Bagelo, Sharon Murphy, and Albertha Green each represent the highest standards of service in child protection. Their extraordinary contributions inspire us all and pave the way for a brighter future for children in state care.
Breast cancer affects millions of women and men each year. Yes, even males. As we celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we encourage you to screen for the disease. This includes self-examinations and mammograms. Remember, early detection saves lives.
COVID has taught us many things. And among those is that the dynamics of our environment has shifted somewhat in terms of how people think about themselves in their natural space. I mean, one of the greatest manifestations of that is the workplace. The workplace has changed because of COVID, because Jamaicans, the global citizen, have come to terms with their mortality, now so more than any other time in the world. Because COVID, as I said, has been the greatest equalizer known to man during this last 100 years. Everybody was afraid at some point in time that COVID would have gotten us and would have taken us out. And it never really mattered whether we had money or were poor, whether we're in North America or in Jamaica. And as a human instinct would dictate, many persons are now rethinking how they work, where they work, what time they work, and the concept of self-care and taking care of self, family, community is becoming a lot more relevant. That represents for us an opportunity, particularly because we exist in a pandemic of lifestyle-related ailments. It is how we live that is facilitating our demise to a large extent. The cardiovascular disease, the salts, the sugars, the fats, the tobacco, the alcohol, the lack of rest, the lack of physical activity. We have to get people nudged into greater health-seeking behavior. It cannot just be about cure, it has to be about prevention. And some of it we may have to legislate, like tobacco legislation, like school nutrition policy and what is served in our schools, like sugary drink, our foundation championed that, like the right of people to know what's in their foods, front of package labeling. But the reality is that generally Jamaicans don't like to get a checkup. They go doctor when they're sick. So while we single out men for being a little, afraid, it's better to bear the perception of being violated and detecting your prostate troubles early than to wait until it's too late. And at that stage, the violation don't really matter. So we're going to have to be bold about that and engage in greater community outreach. But I think we have to also advocate for people, Jamaicans, to do their annual screening.
The Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project represents a critical initiative by the government to bolster the nation's defenses against natural disasters. Let's look at the project's essential efforts to mitigate disaster impacts and protect communities, paving the way for a safer, more resilient future.
Disasters are expensive, costing life and property and a great deal of money for cleanup and repairs. For Jamaica, our small size, location and topography means that the country is especially vulnerable to earthquakes, hurricanes and floods. While it's difficult to prevent these devastating events, there are things that can be done to reduce the damage. The Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project DVRP, funded by the World Bank and implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, aims to strengthen the country's ability to withstand and recover from natural disasters.
It's a project that's going to be focused on physical infrastructure investments, equipping and institutional strengthening of the relevant government agencies that are normally tasked to do this work. I'm talking about ODPEM, I'm talking about the Ministry of Local Government, through the Fire Brigade, through NEPA, through the National Works Agency, the Earthquake Unit at the University of the West Indies. These are normally the agencies that have to respond when natural disaster strikes.
Fire services are most critical in protecting life and property from not only fires but also other natural disasters. Under the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project DVRP, over 140,000 persons within the parishes of St. Mary, St. James and St. Thomas will benefit from 3 new fire stations that will be constructed and provided with rescue equipment to include protective gears and extrication tools.
Well, I'll feel a little more secure going away, know that I have fire service right next to me, and they would be better able to respond to the event of a fire.
This new fire station means a lot to us, in that it will give us peace of mind, knowing that we are in a more secure building, so that we can serve our community members better.
Even though Jamaica has not experienced a major earthquake since 1907, every year the country experiences over 200 minor tremors, and the threat of major devastation is always looming. When it comes to preparing for an earthquake, data collection is important, as this helps in understanding the risk associated with this event and will inform policy towards strengthening the country's resilience. Through the DVRP, assistance will be given to the University of the West Indies Mona Campus Earthquake Unit, which is responsible for monitoring the country's seismic activities. All their seismic stations will be upgraded.
There's a number of different pieces of equipment we can receive. The first one is a series of seismometers, and these are digital seismometers. And these are to basically fit out the remaining stations with digital seismometers. So we're going to end up with those 10 stations completely upgraded, and then add an additional station to it, so an 11th station there. So we're moving from what we've got analog to digital. Additionally, we have a series of accelerometers. And the accelerometers do a different thing. The seismometers are there to record the earthquakes, and they don't get triggered early on. The accelerometers are really there to tell us how the buildings shake. What is the severity of the shaking that goes on? And the importance of that is that a building will survive up to a certain amount of shaking, and then it will collapse, and then it will kill people. We obviously want to understand across Jamaica how the acceleration changes, how when you get an earthquake, the building shaking changes across the island.
In an effort to address Jamaica's limited human capacity in the field of seismology, the project will fund a junior research fellow who will read for a PhD degree in seismology over a 3-year period, and upon completion will be employed as a seismologist in the unit. Floods have large social and economic consequences for communities and individuals. When there's a heavy downpour, which is not unusual for the island, the lives of residents in many communities are disrupted. The project will see major infrastructure work done in Old Harbour and along Port Royal Street to limit the effects of rising and rough waters.
The improvement works in Old Harbour will include the expansion and the improvement of the urban drainage and also bridges. Myton Gully, Church Pen, those areas in Old Harbour, and Big Pond.
Big Pond, whenever time it comes, no car can pass, flood out my house, wash our clothes, anything, you understand? So we'll be grateful for JSIF and everybody to come coming on board to fix it.
When the pan come over, it's hamper even to school children then. It is so dangerous that it take life already. When JSF and NWA are coming, come do this for me. Oh my God, just like that. We'd be so glad and happy.
Along Port Royal Street in Kingston, 2 kilometers of coastal revetments will be constructed and retrofitted. This will benefit the patrons and owners of the various business establishments located around this area, as well as users of the Norman Manley International Airport. And there's more.
There is also a very important, critical element of the DVRP, which is funding to support training on the building code. Jamaica is moving towards enacting a new code, and so it will be important that persons involved in the construction industry, the players in government, or professionals, engineers, architects, etc., are fully exposed and trained on this new building code, and the project will support that.
The total cost for the overall project is $42 million and is expected to be completed by 2022. The best time to prepare for a natural disaster is before it happens. collecting information on disaster and risk reduction, constructing disaster-resilient buildings and structures will go a far way in limiting the cost of these natural hazards within Jamaica.
And to close today's magazine, we turn to the West. In this week's Western Roundup, the Malvern Health Centre is back and better than ever. Plus, there's a significant change underway at Ocho Rios Primary School. Catch the details next.
Welcome back to another episode of Western Roundup. Today we journey to the Garden Parish for Great Shapes Inc.'s 1000 Smiles project and join in on a celebration at Ocho Rios Primary School. Then we head over to St. Elizabeth to view the latest health center benefiting from Operation Refresh. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. In the aftermath of Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, a small dental initiative began with the aim of bringing brighter smiles to Jamaicans in need. Decades later, that initiative blossomed into one of the most anticipated events in the community calendar, 1000 Smiles, offering free dental care to residents across the island. 1000 Smiles provides free cleaning, filling, extraction, sealant, and the most expensive of them all, root canal services. This year, the team touched down in St. Anne, giving residents a reason to smile.
We're spending probably 8 to 10 weeks in Jamaica. Going around from the Grill, Montego Bay, South Coast, and spending quite a few weeks here in Ocho Rios. Right now, we only do root canals on the front teeth, since we just don't have enough equipment. So we hopefully in the future to continue. And then next year, we would like to be doing dentures. So hopefully in a few years, we will be a full service organization.
42 dental students from the University of Ontario make up the team of approximately 68 dental volunteers.
We actually had 100 who wanted to come, but we could only take so many. So these are 42 who committed themselves. They wanted to come, they want to out, and they're having a wonderful, wonderful time.
The project is supported by the Sandals Foundation, which provides accommodations for the volunteers.
This partnership that we have is something that aligns with our community relations aspect, and it's just an amazing program. Everybody look forward to it, and it benefits so much because dental care, we all know, is really expensive, and to be getting everything free of cost is a big deal. It's a calendar event. They know when these dentists come, they look forward to coming, and it grows more and more. The demand is each morning when we get here about 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes there are people here from 5 o'clock in the morning.
Feeling quite happy because it's a long time I've been checking on this system, and I went to the places and the date and the time never right. So this morning I make sure I get up before the end of the morning because I have to catch the system. I think I can walk with a beautiful smile out of here today because my smile, my confidence is gone because show me teeth them kind of look away. Something I'm supposed to do, I can't do it because I have a beautiful smile. But I can promise you today I'm going to have a wonderful smile.
Meanwhile, at Ocho Rios Primary School, a significant educational shift is underway. Students and staff at the institution are now benefiting from full school hours, as the shift system has been officially abolished. Minister of Education and Youth, Fable Williams, said the removal of the shift system marks a significant milestone for the institution.
The shift system has been a necessary part of our educational landscape, but it also brought its own set of challenges. It limited the time our students could spend learning, exploring, and growing. Today, we're breaking free from those limits by moving to a single shift system. All day, we're giving our students more time, more opportunities, and a school day that supports both their academic success and their overall well-being.
She explained that this celebration is only the beginning as the ministry is actively working to de-shift all schools.
This year, Ochireos Primary School will be joined by Nagahead Primary, Bridgeport High, and Papine High in the transition off of the shift system. Achieving these 4 schools will mean that by the end of this year, we will have only 27 schools left to de-shift. We're coming from 38 schools.
St. Elizabeth's Malvern Health Center is back and better than ever. That's thanks to a $54 million facelift under the Ministry of Health and Wellness Operation Refresh program. The health center, which now boasts just under 1,000 square feet of space, features new offices, an extended waiting area, a larger records office, and a dedicated space for public health inspectors.
Over the last 5 to 8 years, I think it's impatient of debate that the government has spent a fair bit of money and time and effort to expand and build out our healthcare infrastructure. The truth is we were way behind. And the truth is it's still a work in progress. We're not where we want to be, but I will challenge anybody, anywhere, that we are better off today than we were 8 years ago. I am prepared to say that we have been on a journey, and that journey has brought results in terms of upgrading and modernizing our facility. And this latest concept, Operation Refresh, which will see, very importantly, approximately 100 health centers. We have 325. Many already have been upgraded. An additional 100 of that 325 to the tune of $1 billion Jamaican dollars over the next 18 months.
That's all for the program today. As usual, thank you for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send us your feedback to gis@gis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Original. As we conclude today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we hope you found these features informative and engaging. Stay connected with JIS through our website at jis.gov.jm and on social media. On behalf of the production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.